A lot of talk is going around about who the best midfielder in Prem is. Caicedo, Rodri, Gravenberch are all quality players and honourable mentions for this title. But to me, Declan Rice pips them all. Playing for Arsenal, being up there with one of the most expensive midfielders of all time, Rice is operating at a world-class level for Arsenal and England in the last 2 to 3 years. Set-piece specialist, and I would argue the best in the world right now. A great ball striker, tackler, and reader of the game, and an ability to cover ground like a horse, as his teammates call him. So good that limiting him to the 6 is limiting what your team and Deckers can do. In this video, I'm going to break down why I believe Declan Rice is the best midfielder in the Premier League. If you're new and you're returning and you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I'm on the road to 2,000 subs. Smash that like button down below. And comment down below, do you agree that Declan Rice is the best midfielder in the Premier League, or do you disagree? Declan moved to Arsenal in the summer before the 23-24 season. After Arsenal's first title charge in 22-23, falling short to City, we needed to upgrade the level of the squad. What I didn't expect was Arsenal to smash our transfer record, spending £100 million on the player, and for that player to then go on 2 seasons later making that price look very, very cheap. Despite having a great long-range strike and scoring very important goals for West Ham,
you just played in the Premier League like a week ago and then you're walking back.
Mainly being a DM all his career, Mikel evolved his game, using him in the 6 and high in the number 8 position, alongside Partey and Jorginho, and with Odegaard playing alongside him as well. In his first season for Arsenal, he played 51 games in all competitions, playing all 38 games in the Premier League, and finished with 7 goals and 9 assists in all comps. Very good for his first season, including lovely taking goals away at Chelsea and West Ham, and scoring that all-important winner away at Luton. The Dubai trip in 23-24 unlocked something for Arsenal and Declan: set pieces. First game back against Palace, and he's on corners. I was a bit confused, thinking, why is this guy taking it? Then you see the first corner and you see the whip and the delivery, and you're like, okay. And then later in that same game, he goes on to get the opening goal with a corner headed by Gabriel, the first of this deadly connection that we saw, where Arsenal went on to go and win that game 5-0 against Palace. Declan showed the potential to be one of the best set-piece takers and elevating his game and giving us another weapon in our arsenal. Don't excuse the pun this time. Ultimately, he was one of our best players in the 23-24 season, a season that Arsenal finished 2 points off the title, going on one of our longest winning runs, and reaching a level of consistency that shows and made me believe that Arsenal are definitely ready to win one of the major titles. The next season, the 24-25 season, although being a disappointing season for Arsenal, finishing 10 points off champions Liverpool, crashing out the semi-finals of both the Carabao Cup and the Champions League, and crashing out the FA Cup against Man United, left us with another trophyless season. But this was another season, another elevation for Declan Rice. Playing 53 games in all competitions this season, he improved his output rate with 9 goals and 10 assists in all competitions, with consistent deliveries from corners, game after game after game after game, and constantly finding Gabriel in what seemed to be the most feared and hated weapon that Arsenal can deploy. Him and Saka need huge credit for the constant deliveries they put in game after game, and the quality of the deliveries too. As seen in the stats from FBref, Declan Rice ranks in the top 1% for in-swinging corners at 2.7 per 90, and the top 5% for shot-creating actions, and top 4% for goal-creating actions from dead balls at 1.1 and 0.12 per 90 respectively. We all know that his assisting and crossing from set pieces were elite, but what we didn't expect was 2 of the best free kick goals that we've ever seen in the Emirates era in the Champions League quarterfinals against Real Madrid. The first free kick, the whip and curl that Declan got to curve it around the wall and beat Courtois, in what was the opening goal in that game, was amazing. Something that had me off my feet, and I was thinking, wow, makes sense because he had the technique from corners, but lovely to see it from a free kick. What I didn't expect though was for him to top up that free kick with probably one of the most insane free kicks I've ever seen. Something that got nominated for the Puskas Award as well. Second free kick, bent into the top corner, bins. Courtois was having a game of his life, man of the match type performance in this game, but he was never saving this and couldn't have saved this even if you put 2 of him in the goal. And I feel like that free kick announced Declan to the world stage as him being one of the best midfielders in the world. Now, so far this season, he's played 17 games in all competitions, has 2 goals and 4 assists, is on track to better his output numbers again for the 3rd season in a row, and has already assisted his partner Gabriel with a corner already this season. I think it's safe to say that Declan is the best set-piece taker in the world. Let me go into some detail why I believe Declan Rice is the best midfielder in the Premier League. Now, having covered his output and constant elevation on that side of the game each season, let's talk about his overall game. There's no midfielder in the Premier League with a better off-the-ball game than Declan Rice. And that's a big call, considering Caicedo is having a world-class season so far with the level he's playing at. We've seen Declan single-handedly defend counter-attacks. I think his consistent quality in this has been normalised, and sometimes people kind of forget to give his credit or notice what he's doing in the game because of his ability to recover second balls, press and win the ball high, and help also create chances and score goals from this high press. We saw a recent example of this against Sunderland where Rice completely squeezed up Lenzo Lefebvre, won the ball from him, gave it to Eze, who gave it to Marino, who gave it to Saka, and the stealer. He wins his ground duels, he intercepts, he covers distance, and I think he has the best in the world quality off the ball. Now let's talk about his ball playing and his passing, a side of his game that gets highly disrespected. People discredit Rice in this area because he doesn't play the cute pass, or he doesn't, constantly play the skies line breakers the way, some players do. But he constantly progresses the ball through the lines by breaking lines, by carrying the ball, and, switches of play, which is probably the best in our team at doing. He ranks in the top 8% for key passes per 90 at 1.86, the top 9% for expected assists at 0.2 per 90, and in the top 20% for progressive passes at 6.53 per 90 when he's compared to midfielders in the top 5 leagues around Europe. Ball carrying is one of his deadly skills where he can just drive through the heart of a midfield, draw players towards him, then release at that right time. With him ranking in the top 4% for progressive carries at 2.78 per 90 and the top 11% for progressive carrying distance. Against Sevilla for that goal for Gabriel Jesus, against Chelsea for that goal for Trossard in the 5-0 win, and even recently this season in Newcastle away when he drove and gave the ball to Trossard in a similar way to the Chelsea game, but Trossard struck the post with his shot. Yes, he doesn't drop the shoulder or show, mad quick feet between the lines, the way a Pedri, maybe even a Caicedo, you want to compare him, do. But they also don't take set pieces or dominate physically or add the intangibles like leadership, experience that Declan Rice has in abundance. All players can't be good at every facet in the game, but I don't think there's any facet of the game that Declan Rice is weak at. His passing, his overall passing types, and ability to carry the ball have improved massively under the coaching of Mikel Arteta. And I feel like playing in an environment like Arsenal's with the great quality players that we have has helped him improve this too. Now let's ask the question, is Declan Rice Arsenal's best player? I think it's a difficult one to quantify if he's Arsenal's outright best player when you have honourable mentions like Bukayo Saka, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, David Raya, just to name a few. But Rice, we can say single-handedly can win Arsenal a game and can also save Arsenal a game, as we've seen in many examples across his time at Arsenal. Sometimes you see Arsenal playing a bit slow, lethargic, as we saw a lot of times last season, and you see Rice come with that intent, that will to want to drive the team, play some quick passes, put the ball forward, and try and drive us up the pitch single-handedly. You could argue that he's one of Arsenal's most important players because he gives the foundation for the defence to be solid, for Gabriel, Saliba, David Raya to show their qualities, and he also gives the platform for the attack to be solid because he joins in, but he also gets the ball forward, and is that screen and coverage. You see this season how much Zubimendi has flourished, partnering with Declan Rice as well. To really measure how important he is to the Arsenal squad, potentially we would have to see him out of the squad for a long time. Declan's been one of Arsenal's most available players, having played most of the games in the last 2 seasons since he signed. We've seen the likes of Saliba, Saka, Gabriel all be injured and see the effect that's had on the team in terms of reducing our quality, but definitely he's up there with one of our best players, and that grows each season that he plays at Arsenal. There are still some areas Rice can improve at, even though I think he's the best. I think he still needs to elevate in, just that half space crossing, since he has that delivery and ball strike, and I think he can use that to his strength, even popping up on the right hand side and putting those whip crosses into the box. And another thing as well, Declan is an elite ball striker. We've seen him score many a long-range goal for Arsenal, and in his time, I want him to score more. I want him to be Frank Lampard, Gerrard-esque, where it's inevitable that if teams play a low block and sit back deeper, that Declan can just easily come in and score a goal from long range. In summary, I believe Declan Rice is the best midfielder in the Premier League. I think his price tag, the way he's been playing, his consistency over the last 2-3 years for both England and Arsenal, and the huge expectation that price tag and playing for a team like Arsenal who get heavily scrutinised has made that price tag look cheap. And I don't think I've ever heard anyone mention his price tag. He's improved in every single area of his game. His output has constantly taken a progression each season. And I think he's definitely one of the leaders in Arsenal's squad, a captain without the armband, set piece king right now, known as a horse, and surely he will help Arsenal win the Premier League this season. Comment down below whether you agree or disagree with anything I say in this video. Subscribe to the KAPE Porter channel and let me know if you want to see more videos like this or what player you want to see next. Till then, catch you guys in the next video. Speak soon. Peace.